Welcome everyone, and welcome to another blog video. In this video, I'll talk about failure and how it's such a great teacher. In all walks of life, we have been encountered with fear. We've experienced fear, and you know what? If I told you after this video never experience failure again in your life, I'd be wrong, because we're all going to experience failure, especially when you're looking to be successful and looking to self-improve. But you know, a lot of times when we fail, we have all these emotions, these feelings. You know, we feel heartbroken, we feel embarrassed, a sense of loss, disappointment. The list goes on. There's so many feelings, negative feelings that you experience. And you know, this is all normal. But one thing I'm going to tell you, it is up to you to determine how long you want to feel that way. Do you want to keep digging deep in the ground and let these feelings put their chains on you and hold you down the ground and have 10,000 pounds of weight on you? No, you don't. You want to look at those feelings in the face and say, you know what? Yes, I got defeated. I failed. But no, now it's time to do something about it and come out stronger. But before I get into that, of how to use failure and how it's a great teacher, there's a lot more initial reactions when you do fail. The ones I talked about were just the negative feelings. But when you essentially fail something, you kind of feel like, okay, you know, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not smart enough. What was I thinking? Come on, man. Why did I even try to do that? Who did I think I was? You know, we feel all those things, okay? Trust me, everyone feels that way. It's just initial reaction. Your body's trying to kind of compensate for the failure and trying to come up with ways to justify it. And justify it in a negative way, unfortunately, but that's just the way it is. And you know, you can't let that stick there. That is almost never the case, okay? The reason it could be is there's a number of things, okay? So that's where the opportunity comes in. So when you have these initial feelings and you're trying to figure out why you failed, it's not what I mentioned before of, I'm not smart enough, I'm stupid, no, it's never that. So don't ever tell yourself you're stupid. Don't ever tell yourself you're not good enough, or you chose something wrong. No, you didn't. It's not what you chose wrong. It could be the path, or the way you did it, or the way you went about achieving a goal or a particular path that led to a failure. So that's where the opportunity comes in. And this is where you got to really look yourself in the eye, in the face, whatever, and you got to really say, okay, did I really work hard enough? Was I well prepared to take on this task or this goal? Did I give everything I had? Was I passionate? Did I listen to others when they told me what to do so I would succeed? And if you truly can ask yourself these questions and truly answer them, you might find that in one or all of those, there might be an area where you could have done a little more in, and that could have led to your failure. And then once you can kind of figure out that, then you kind of like, okay, what else can I do? And this is where the opportunity of that failure comes in. So now, once you figure out all that, you can take that the fear of failure, or that failure, and use it in your head. Think, okay, how did I feel when I experienced that failure, that initial feeling? It was terrible. It was horrible. I hated it. So what you do now for next steps is use that fear, or any kind of fear. It could be fear of failing, or the thought, the embarrassment, disappointment, a sense of loss. Take all those feelings you felt when you initially failed and use that as motivation next time. Use that as motivation to work harder, be stronger, and have a more fire under you, so you can be successful the next encounter. So those are the next steps that you should take when it comes to pursuing your goals. But it comes with a lot of self-awareness, and you got to make sure that you're taking that opportunity of learning from that failure, continuing to learn, continuing to grow and self-improve, and come back next go round. I will give you a sports analogy to make everything flow together. So let's say there's an up-and-coming hockey team who's in the playoffs, and then they come in battle with another team who's a lot better, more experienced than them, and they lose. Okay, they fail, they're very upset. You know, they go into the off season and they're really upset. But then eventually they snap out of it and say, okay, you know what? We gotta look ourselves in the mirror. What can we do to beat that team next year? We gotta assess our path, we gotta assess our team. We gotta look at what we can do, what we can do to improve. So that's where the growth comes in. The self-awareness comes in from looking at yourself and knowing what you can do. And then from that, you build a path, you build a plan of what you can do. And then next year, when you go and play them, you beat them because you use that sense of fear, that disappointment, that heartbreak. You use that as motivation as you were planning your next steps to beat that team, and then you end up doing it. So I feel like that can be applied to anything in life, any situation. So main takeaway here is failure is going to happen to all of us. You're going to have those weird feelings, or not weird feelings, those negative feelings. You're going to experience that. You will. But it's up to you to use that to your advantage. Take all those feelings away and use them to your advantage. Don't let them hold you down. You take them and use them as motivation and fuel to come back stronger and work harder. Failure can do one or two things to you. You can either let it be permanent or you can let it be temporary. So choice is up to you. When you experience failure, what are you going to do? Until next time.